What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Christian Witch Podcast, Season 4, Episode 2. How are you? Oh my god, I missed you guys. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chosen. You may know me as at ChristianWitchHTX over on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube now, Facebook as well, on Twitter or X. It is at ChristianWitchX. That's just because the HTX was stolen and it was before they switched to being x.com. So, you can find me in all of those or just go to ChristianWitchHTX.com. But yeah, I am a certified professional psychic medium doing full-time healing work. I'm also trained, certified, and ordained in ministry, soon to be therapist as well. Surprise. I am the host of the Christian Witch Podcast. And this is what I do. I run a training school where I train people in witchcraft, magic, and mediumship development. Just to kind of let you guys know a little bit about me if this is your first time catching the show. So I'm so happy to be doing this podcast. It has been a lot going on in the last year. You know, season 3 was shorter, even though it had some good stuff in that. Just so much has been going on. And today I kind of wanted to talk about calling back our energy and just kind of catch up with you guys, let you know what's been going on, where I've been, that kind of a thing. So let's dive in. Alrighty, so what's up? Where have I been? What's been going on? Oh, you guys, so much. So, like I said earlier, I do full-time healing work. So I do readings full-time, I do healing work, and then I teach courses. So I have a 15-week course in witchcraft, magic, and psychic development. And then at the beginning of this year, I launched the mediumship course, which is a 23-week training in developing mediumship. And it has been incredible, you guys. I'm telling you, life-changing, so honoring to be a part of this work. I mean, I know technically it's my school, my curriculum, but just partnering with Holy Spirit on this it's such an honor to do this. And so, there's a lot of curriculum being written and whatnot. I'm also still working on that book. I'm trying to have it out. I know I just announced last year that I'd be writing on it about this time. So I want to try to have it out soon. But there's other things that go on. So I'm also the pastor of Christian Witch in the Craft. And so there's a lot of energy spent answering questions, helping the ministry team, doing lives there. I also do lives for my business and do readings. And then you have personal things going on. I'm a human. I have things going on as well. And I'm always growing and learning and I have to make time for that. Schooling, like I said, I am about 6-ish months away from finishing school and becoming a therapist. Finishing everything that's required to be an actual therapist as well. So I won't be able to just tell you what's wrong with you and give you a reading and give you healing messages. I'll also be able to help people who aren't really looking for readings so much as they are looking for counseling and breakthrough in that sense. So what's gone on? A lot of transition, a lot of loss, and with that, so much leveling up, so much beautiful, wonderful blessings. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. But there's been a lot going on. Last year I was seeing somebody, I know, kind of personal, but I'm just thinking in the order of the year, the timeline, what happened. That just happened to kick off at first. We were seeing each other throughout the year. At the beginning of this year, they decided to end it, which kind of shattered my soul because I started to root for them and wanted it to work out. But anyways, that's not really the point of this. I was just we'll get back to that later. But then we have one of my super close friends. There was an attempt on his life, and then they had to come stay with me, and we had that whole dynamic going on, and then just working through the summer and on other projects, getting ready. I teach the course all year long, and I do them live, so nothing ever stops. I'm always busy, and then you have life stuff going on. So there was several family things that went on as well. Around September, my best friend of my whole life since kindergarten, who I helped raise her kids when her spouse was going through personal issues. She named one of her kids after me. I was in the room when she was born. I saved her life because I was the only one who knew she had a certain blood disorder. And we did life together, you guys. just out of like nowhere, randomly was just like, we can't be friends anymore. Like we can't be close anymore. I love you. You're not my enemy, but we have to cut ties. And out of nowhere, we hadn't even really spoken in a few weeks. Because life happens, and when you're close to someone like that, they're like family, like they're like a sister or a cousin that you're close to. That, sometimes there's a few weeks where you don't talk a bunch. You just like touch base via text message, or maybe not even that. And just randomly, out of nowhere, was like, oh, I'm gonna take my whole family, because I loved her family too. Like they were a second family to me. Like I've known her little sister since she was 2. Now she's in college. All of her aunts and uncles, things like that. Like all of that is gone, and so there was like an immediate, like that's a loss, you guys. That's a loss of multiple people, and like grieving. And I had to, in the moment, immediately I heard Spirit tell me, do not freak out. She is caught up in something religious and incorrect. And I was like, okay. And so like I looked online, and it does appear to be that way. And like, more power to her. I wish her the best, but I know it wasn't me. But at the same time, it's still like, it's a lot of loss. And we have connections to people that are healthy energetically. Not everything is an incorrect connection, okay? Like when we talk about cords and clearing cords, we're talking about incorrect connections to them, meaning like somebody siphoning the energy from one another. But there are correct and healthy connections where, like, we call them ties, things, or just, kindred spirits, however you want to say it. But that was a major loss, you guys, like a major, major loss. That's my longest relationship besides like my family. And I never saw that coming. Like, honestly, if anything, like if anyone should have cut ties, it would have been me years ago. And I never did that. And one thing Spirit said to me was like, Jesus would have never done that. Do not let that bother you for one moment. And I just kind of intuitively understood that maybe I would see her on the other side. Not like death. I just meant like when she comes out of this like religious episode, which she does sometimes. But so just kind of like giving her to God, and I had to move on. And it's important to know that, like, when you level up, when you say yes to God, when you say yes to doing healing work, things that are not serving you, that are holding you back, will get detoxed out of your life. Okay, I know you guys have heard me talk about that before, but it absolutely happens. It's been going on to me. It feels like back to back my whole life. And like, the difference is that now, like, I have the tools and I'm able to respond. And that's what the word responsible means. It means you're able to respond. And so, being responsible for my energy in my life, I'm now able to respond when things like this happen. So that was a major hit. Then in November, my best friend, my best guy friend, who has been probably the last 10 years, better part of 10 years, we've been best friends. He was the one that was living with me. Started having these these episodes of like just going through it mentally and emotionally, and certain behaviors and patterns that started coming out that were just incorrect and unhealthy. And I had actually been, I was like, hey, what's going on? And we would talk here and there about things, and he would seem fine, but then he would have, I was getting to the point where I was like, I'm gonna have to like talk to him and be like, hey, like, listen, like, I can't, enable this, or, this is unhealthy. But I didn't have to, because before I could ever have that conversation, turns out he was having some, he was really going through it, because he was making up lies and manipulating our friend group against one another. And as soon as we all realized what was going on, because he gave completely like falsified information several times, as soon as we realized what was going on and he realized that we knew what was up, he just texted us all, I hate you all, and like blocked us. And it's so sad, like, reliving it, because I was never even offended over what he did. I knew something was going on. I knew he was hurting, and I that was my heart. I literally was like, what, what's going on here? Like, I'm not mad at you. Like, you don't have to be ashamed over your actions. Like, when you're hurting, like, yes, you're responsible for them, but like, I understand. Like, I know you're not being hateful on purpose. But unfortunately, we haven't got to have that conversation. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there, but Yep. So haven't talked to him since before Thanksgiving, and we were supposed to be in Europe the next week because we go on a trip every year. And yeah, so there's two of my closest friends out of my life within a couple months of each other. Then we have um, the person I was seeing at the first of the year in January say that they no longer, like, we should pause this. And um, yeah, that I'm going to leave it there. But it was incredibly soul shattering. And even though I was aware that, like, hey, um, you know, this doesn't mean forever just because of the way things are going. I tried to have a healthy mindset about it. The problem is I started to root for them, and I wanted them to end up being the one. And they also were leading me on very strongly, saying things like, I must have been so good in a past life to deserve this. You literally make the stars dance. Always thinking about me, messaging me, knowing my birthday when I never told them my birthday, just things like that. So, and in that process of seeing them over the last year, I wrote some of the best music of my life and recorded it. Um, and so when that ended, it's like, oh my, I can't even listen to my own music. I can't, like, I'm hesitant to even put it out. Um, and like, it hurts. Like, I have to grieve. There's so much loss going on. And at the same time, there were some changes in my family as well going on. So it was like everything I had known up until that point in life, and every person that was close, like on a super deep emotional level, aside from a couple people, was like being removed from my life. And it wasn't even like we were having arguments or getting into it or disagreements or anything. It was just they were like being phased out, almost like it was like I had no choice. And it was just a lot, you guys. It was just a lot. So then in April, towards the end of April, one of my best friends, like I have a handful of quality best friends, you guys. I don't have a ton of random people. Like, I'm friendly with everybody. I will be your friend. You're as welcome as you want to be with me. But I have a group of quality people, and the other person that was closest to me lashed out at me and said something really hateful. And it took me off guard because, like, we were just having a conversation about random things, and it was like they wanted to prove a point, and so they were going to say something hurtful just to, like, shut me up. And that had never happened. We had never argued. We'd never gotten to that level, and they lashed out and they said something that was so deeply hurtful. And I was just like, whoa, like, did I say something that upset you? Like, what happened? Because this is so out of character for you. Um, and, we talked about it. We had other people there witnessing everything, and we talked it out. And, I texted them a day later or so, and I was just like, hey, how are you? I miss you, and I think we should go do X. I think I was just like, hey, how are you? Or I miss you, something like that, right? Um, and they were just like, hey, I need to take some time to work on myself alone. And I was just like, okay, I hope you feel better soon. I love you. And had to let go and let God on that too. So I'm so grateful in this process that I've also gotten a few really good friends as well. Um, I've have one person that was a mutual acquaintance for the last couple years at least, who now we're best friends. And by best friends, I mean we're really, really close. We see each other like every other day because they live down the street. And it's like, I'm really thankful, right? And my business is thriving. The course is going well. I'm doing well mentally and emotionally, but like, I also had to navigate all of these things. Like, I do deal with depression, and like, I literally was like, I'm gonna grieve this head on, and I'm gonna use whatever tools I can to get through this. And there's days I still grieve. Like, I've been doing good the last few weeks, especially. So, but it's just been so much, you guys. And I do have a couple other really close people in my life. But it's just been so much. And, it just seems like one thing after another, right? A couple like within the last couple years, I've lost even more people. Both of my sister-in-laws, filed for divorce, and like you gotta understand, I'm 9 and 8 years younger than my brothers, so they they've been with me since childhood. They are like my actual sisters, and hardly ever speak to them, maybe once a year now, and not for lack of trying. Um, and then, yeah, it's just been lost, a lot of people. So, anyways, not to be down, you guys. A lot of good stuff has happened too. But just recently in the last month, a friend passed away. My dog died. That ex that broke my heart, it was his birthday. Um, and my dad took a lawnmower to the foot. All in the same week, you guys, all in the same week. And gratefully, again, I was able to respond and I was well, but it was just so much, like so much is going on. So I apologize. I know that it's impacted my ability to show up here at the podcast. But I want to thank you for being patient. I want to thank you for being supportive. I want to thank you for showing up in the lives. Thank you for showing up on Instagram. Thank you for booking sessions with me. Um, my heart is healing work always. My heart is to show up and do healing work, but there's times where like you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So that being said, a lot of really good things have happened too. Again, my business is growing. I am able to be of service to more people. You guys, we had Megan Trainor in my live twice. And she asked me questions, and like one time I taught her how to ground. It was super cool. Um, Shaman Durek, he is literally married to the Princess of Norway. Um, was in my live one time. It was just really cool coincidences, you guys. And that's not to name drop or like for clout chasing or anything like that. It's just like I'm honored and humble. Like wow. There's been some really cool things going on. And I got contacted recently by a local magazine that wanted to interview me for their Inspiring Stories piece, and that's going to be coming out. It's just a lot of really cool, really awesome things, and I'm grateful. I don't want you guys to think it's been doom and gloom. Like, I have been going, I have been smiling, I've been enjoying life. We did Witch Fest in Austin in April. It's just been, like, things have been great, but there's been a lot going on too, and so I don't want it to seem like all was wonderful online and I've just been like ignoring the podcast. It's just been a lot going on. So I'm going to quit saying it's been a lot going on. So that being said, we can see how there's, everyone we interact with, there's energy being taken or left with. Everything we encounter, we are, our energy is, I don't want to say being dispersed, but like, you ever heard of like social batteries? Like, we only have so much energy to work with a day, okay? That's why rest is so important. You literally restore your energy when you rest. So that being said, recently, it always hits you in the shower, right? All these epiphanies, they always hit you in the shower. But I had a epiphany, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to call back my energy. I can't tell you how long it's been since I did that. And I just came up with this prayer, incantation, whatever you want to call it, really. And I did it in the moment, and it was beautiful, and I felt it, and it was so powerful, and I thought I would share that with you today. Let it be a tool for you to use, but if I can just recommend doing anything, it's just be mindful of where your energy is being spent or being, kind of like dispersed. Everything is an energy exchange. Don't forget that. Okay. Every time we take a breath, we give a breath. And so it's important to call back your energy. And especially if you're around people who are like energetic vampires or whether they know it or not, right? Like we're not judging them. But it's important that we know that, right? So let's call back our energy together. I'm gonna pray it for us together. And, just receive, and you can picture and see the streams of your energy flowing back to you. I felt it physically. So yeah, and then you guys can take this and add it to your book of shadows, or your books of shadows. And yeah, so here we go. To call back energy, I call back our energy across space and time, that which is ours and only ours. Return to us here and now. Restore our soul with this sound. I banish all incorrect, harmful energy, never again to return to us. Only that which is good and correct may enter in these auras blessed. It is so. Okay, you guys. Now, if you want to say this yourself, it does rhyme better. I just wanted to pray that over all of us. But here's the way it goes if you were to say it yourself, okay? So, I call back my energy across space and time, that which is mine and only mine. Return to me here and now. Restore my soul with this sound. I banish all incorrect, harmful energy. Never again come back to me. Only that which is good and correct may enter in this aura blessed. It is so. Or you can say, so be it, amen, hallelujah, blessed be, hell yeah, all that works. But yeah, there you guys go. I could feel a difference from it already. But I hope you guys use this. I like to cleanse with incense. That's my favorite way to cleanse really quickly. And I think it's important that we remember to stay on top of our energy hygiene, you guys. Get a cleansing spray, get an incense stick, and just go outside for about 15 minutes. That'll really help cleanse your energy and restore your aura. Just don't get so caught up in everything going on and that you forget to take care of yourself, okay? So that being said, some exciting things are coming. I am considering some branding changes, but not just that. The mediumship course, the second cycle is starting July 9th. There is a waiting list. There are several people on this list, and by several, I mean like a good dozen or so. So if you want to be a part of this course, I can only take so many people at a time. It starts July 9th. The wait list is on my website. Go check it out. You can see the 23 weeks broken down and what you'll be learning. It is in general concepts because I can't tell you exactly what you'll learn or because people try to steal my curriculum, but not the point. And then we have the 15-week Magic Healing and Psychic Development course that'll also start later this summer. Right now we're in the spring cycle. We're going on to week 6, I think, this next week. So that's almost halfway through. And it's really exciting. But podcasts, we're going to be on top of it. Let me know, what do you guys want to hear? Okay. I love our conversations. I get so many beautiful messages from you guys who are like, I just love hearing you talk. I love the conversations you have with people. But I also want to be of service to you guys. So what do you want to hear? What do you want to learn about? DM me, comment on a post, whatever. You can find me on Instagram, or you can email us at ChristianWitchHTX.com. I'm sorry, ChristianWitchHTX@gmail.com. And just let us know, what do you want to hear? But that being said, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope you're blessed wherever you are. I bless everyone under the sound of my voice, and I can't wait to speak to you again. What was I going to say real quick? Oh my gosh, I just had something come to my mind and I forgot. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I have no idea, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. It'll come to me. I'll post it somewhere. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. I love you guys so much. And yeah, come follow me on Instagram. Check out YouTube. I posted a YouTube video to go with the first episode of season 4. I'm trying to get into YouTube, you guys. It's just so complicated getting videos from your phone or the camera to the computer. Like, it used to be so much easier. Like, why is everything so complicated these days? I feel like it never uploads, and like we have better technology, but not the point. Yeah, I'm gonna get back on that. But anyways, come find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Say hi. I love talking to you guys. You're not bothering me. Tell me your testimonies. Tell me your little magical moments. And yeah, we'll be back with another episode next week. Love you guys so much. Talk to you later. Bye.